And we're live here on Into the Dark Zone. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the premiere of Into the Dark Zone, the show that is everything and anything about Tom Clancy's The Division. We are your hosts, Mike, a.k.a. Champagne. I am your cast medic and anchor for this week. I've been playing video games obsessively since I was 6 years old, way back in the 80s. I may be old, but my reflexes are still sharp. We also have our other hosts, starting with Julio.
Hello, aka Crashblade.
A little bit about yourself there, Julio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mind you, you can tell we're like rank amateurs right
Yeah,
now.
we are. This is our first answer. There'll be some mistakes made.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, so excuse the us, and probably some dead air in between. Yeah. So once we get into our zone, it'll be a lot more fluid. So yeah, about myself, unlike Mike, I'm not that old, right? Who am I kidding? But anyway. I've been playing video games all my life, MMOs, shooters, but we'll keep this Tom Clancy relevant. I'm a big Tom Clancy fan. Been big Tom Clancy fan ever since Ghost Recon back in the PT days. Always loved the mechanics, the way it shoots, Splinter Cells, the Ghost Recons, even with the newer gen, and now the Division. Great game. Came from Destiny, just like many of us here, actually all of us here.
Yep.
So you are definitely going to be getting some Destiny references. But like I said, even though I'm not old like Mike, my reflexes are still sharp.
All right. We'll move on to Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean, also known as Spider Monkey or Daggery. Um, been gaming my whole life as well, and mostly a single-player gamer until I decided to try WoW around the time BC came out. That's actually when I met Champagne, and ever since then I've just been addicted to the multiplayer aspect. Found Mog Nation when Star Wars: The Old Republic was coming out. Back then it was Old Republic ads, but morphed into. And now we cover everything. Great family-oriented, family-friendly anyway. Group of gamers, MogNation.com. Played Destiny with these guys quite a bit, and now we're moving on to the Division. Looks amazing. Also been a fan of Tom Clancy games, as Julio has been. And just looking forward to getting into this podcasting and streaming, doing some new stuff.
Yeah, we all actually played Siege before this, which is a
Yes.
very
Completely forgot to
different
mention
game.
that one. Yes.
Anyway, before we move on, let's get Brad in here. Hey, Brad.
Hi guys, I'm Brad, or Screaming Pirate. I haven't been playing games as long as any of the guys here. I actually started gaming more heavily around college and after college. This is actually Siege, and this were my first Tom Clancy games actually. So I'm fairly new to the franchise, but at the same time, I am very adept at cover-based shooters and anything that has looter shooters. I will tout Borderlands 2 for my entire life. It is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, you need to be playing it. I don't know why you're watching us and not playing it.
Don't
But
say that.
Say that.
Don't say that.
With you.
We need them.
No.
We need them.
We need the
Borderlands
viewers,
is a
the
ton of fun.
listeners. Shh, don't listen. Delete.
They can't delete me, guys. It's unfortunate. They want to, but they can't.
No one can shut Brad up, that's for sure. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, moving on to our shoutouts, Julio.
All right. Shout outs and an order for the PSN group, for the MOG PSN group to be specific. You guys are the best. We have a lot of good times, a lot of laughs. We know each other. We understand each other pretty well. So to all of you, there's a lot of people to mention. So I'm just gonna throw the blanket out there and just cover everybody in the PSN group. Also, for those in the MOG Nation, family, if you're on here, thanks for listening. We love you guys too. Remember, you can always hop over to the PS4 channel. We're always there.
Right.
We're always giving away cookies. So.
The poor cousin that is the console division.
Our Star Citizen group as well.
Yeah.
Those guys, yeah.
Those guys, they're awesome.
Those guys are awesome. So.
Yeah, and of course the
that
streamer
as
group
well.
by Discord as well.
Yes, the streamers group. Oh, how can we forget the streamer group? Of course.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
all
our
there.
bread and butter. They're awesome.
Supporters.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And ladies.
I'll feed off the streamers group thing and say shout out for just our main site, mognation.com, which is great content creators. We have articles on there, some videos, a bunch of podcasts that are fantastic. So check that out. And that covers mostly PC stuff and some consoles. So something there for all the gamers.
Absolutely. All right. With that being said, we will move on to the news. Sean, will you take it away for us, please?
Yes. So I'll start off. The main thing in the news this week is, of course, the open beta running now. And there are daily missions, so if you didn't notice that, make sure you get on top of that. Day one was, or at least for PS4, I think, giving out items to citizens in need. And then day two, they ran killing the cleaners, and that went pretty well. So now they have given rewards at the vendor in the back of the, I can't think of his name right now, I should have written this down. But there's a rewards vendor in the back of your base of operations. Go talk to him, and you're going to get some incendiary bullets and explosive bullets and frag grenades.
Is he upstairs in the tech division?
He is not downstairs.
Downstairs.
Straight back downstairs.
Great.
And today's mission is to go into the Dark Zone and kill the cleaners, named cleaners in the Dark Zones.
Well, you know what we'll be doing after this.
Yeah, oh yeah. Those guys are tough, though. Those name cleaners, they are insane. I watched Spider Monkey die very quickly to
Why would
those
you say
cleaners.
such a thing? Why would you say such a thing?
Doing something else.
We're MLG, bro. Don't forget that.
yeah, for sure.
Nah, we multiply.
Sponsor us. We're casual. No, we're not that casual. we're doing a podcast, so we're getting a little bit more serious. But we love both styles of play.
Other stuff in the news, because that's not the only thing.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on IGN. They have they just came out with a level 25 mission, so I think they have some of that IGN first exclusive stuff. They'll be coming out with things here and there, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely check out that mission. That's really cool information. You get a great look at some higher level play in the game, even if we're not able to access it in the open beta. It looks really good.
And we'll link all this stuff via our Twitter and via excuse me, our Facebook page and directly on our website as well, intothedarkzone.com. Was there anything else in the news that you'd like to talk about?
I have a couple things. Next would be that Myodeck has created an incredible skill and talent calculator that everybody should check out. It's amazing. And it's Myodeck, MIODEC.com/division. Check that out. You can set up all your different skills, all the different talents you can run through. It lists all the perks, which are going to be, once you unlock them, you have them just passive in the background. But that is a really well done tool and very cool. So take a look at that. And then the final thing is, which is also should have been part of our shout-outs, I suppose, the divisionforums.com. Great group of gamers, some other podcasts on there that you should check out if you like ours, if you just like podcasts in general. And they've also hooked up with the official Division Discord, another great group on Discord. You can find that through the forum. But some other good people out there. Find people to play with if you're on PC, Xbox One. If you're on PS4, just come play with us. And that should wrap it up for our news this week.
Excellent. Thanks, Sean. Okay, we're going to move on right into, I guess, the gameplay segment of our show. And we're going to have Brad start us off with his favorite weapon. We're going to do a little bit of a roundtable discussion here surrounding them. So, Brad, can you take it away?
Sure. That sounds great, Mike. My favorite weapon by far, I haven't found one in the open beta, but in the closed beta, it was the M249 LMG. It starts out with a base 100 clip, and if you got an extended mag into it, I got a blue one into it, and it went up to 120 rounds in a single clip. It may not do the same damage you're going to expect out of an auto rifle, but you can suppress enemies, which is fantastic for your team, especially if you're going to be a frontliner like I wish to be in the game.
Definitely a very good PvE weapon.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. How do you feel it's going to actually... Is it going to be effective in the Dark Zone as well, or is it
I'm back and forth in the Dark Zone. I took a RPK into the Dark Zone yesterday, and it was good against enemies, but I feel like it's not as strong as maybe like a Vector or like a Scar L or something like that. So you may need something a little more potent in the Dark Zone, just because enemies are very tough.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you are going to run into NPCs, and you are going to be able to suppress them there. I feel like once we have a full skill unlock, it's going to play a little bit different too.
Mm. Well, thanks so much. Let's move on to Julio. We actually have the same favorite weapon. I won't say what it is, but Julio will tell you, and then I will talk about another weapon. No, you
can
go
say
for
what
it.
it is, Mike.
You go for it, brother.
But yeah, well, our favorite weapon right now. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll start off with the closed beta, since we actually played that first. But
Sure.
that was one of my favorite weapons in the closed beta as well. Was the Police M4, just for the accuracy, the rate of fire. It was a great weapon overall.
Mhm.
Actually, I ended up replacing that weapon with a Caduceus.
The Caduceus?
Caduceus. Yes, but it's a great weapon. Again, the accuracy, the rate of fire, it stays on point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going back, just to touch on what Brad was saying, since he likes the LMG, for those that haven't played the game, the shooting mechanics they're not your typical or your standard, first-person shooter. You just can't get that LMG like you would, let's say, for example, in Destiny, where you grab a heavy weapon, and you just grab that thing and just go and load 40, 50 rounds downrange, and that thing's not moving. No, you get that LMG in the Division, you shoot that thing is going to go up, 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 all the way to the sky. So there's definitely that aspect. It is a Tom Clancy game, and we'll discuss the RPG elements versus some people, which has been a point of content with some people, saying, oh, well, it's Tom Clancy, it's not realistic. Enemies are bullet sponges. They don't die from one headshot. Whatever the case might be. I mean, it's kind of a moot point, and we'll touch on that later. But definitely there has to be some type of control on the weapons. You just don't go off firing like a beast and not expect any, repercussions from the weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think of it as like World of Guncraft in this particular case.
Yeah.
The bullet sponge aspect, but I really like that aspect.
Yeah, and one minor thing, at least in the weapons, which is pretty neat. Again, with the attention to detail that we talk about, it's when you're shooting the weapon a lot, you can look at the barrel of the weapon. And for those of you that have played, if you don't notice, you'll see that the actual barrel turns red once you go shooting consistently. Especially with the LMG, you'll see that thing will just go red.
Yeah, he's
I'm surprised.
Like weather conditions and stuff. I had steam coming off my M44 barrel.
Nice.
Like, coming off of the
beautiful detail.
It's fantastic.
It's pretty amazing detail. Yeah, absolutely. All right, what about you, Sean?
Well, my favorite weapon,
dude, you're good.
By far, the M44 bolt-action sniper rifle, the Mosin Nagant.
It is really good.
Its one weakness would be PvP in the Dark Zone, but in the open beta, with the PvE NPCs in there being so buffed, they are quite a bit more difficult. I found that it's still very useful in the Dark Zone, so I've been running like shoddy snipes.
That's awesome.
Sniper and then switch to automatic shotgun if they get close. But that thing just does so much damage. And if you get the higher end ones, right now I only have a blue, but I'm hunting for that purple. We just had the first day yesterday for our PS4 side.
Yeah.
But you can do a lot of damage on the headshots. Ton of fun.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
Lower level enemies, you can just one shot.
I want to say I was watching Boomslang yesterday. And he had, one of his friends had a purple Mosin Nagant, and he was doing 1,000 head damage shots.
Nice.
Just 1,000 damage.
Now, for those of you that don't know, Boomslang is one of the hosts of Rogue Agent Radio, another great podcast. We've listened to them, great guys. Also part of the Division Forum, so check them out as well.
Yeah, they're great guys.
Like, I love this podcast, and then it's over, and it's like, oh, we got to wait another week. Is there anything else to listen to?
Yeah.
Then finally found Division Forums, and there's a couple other good ones on there. The bombshell jackets, those girls are hilarious.
They're hilarious.
Great. I love that opening. I love that opening intro, how they're running around. Then eventually, oh, where do you get that jacket? Because mind you, we are in New York City. This game is all about the apparel. Forget the exotics.
The pom-pom beanie.
Yeah,
I don't know how often I heard you guys say that. The pom-pom beanie.
Hey.
Like yesterday, we're running the new mission, right? Julio and I, and staying in cover and stuff going slow. Then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, oh, I see my first apparel drop, and he just goes like run for it. Let's take cover. What are you doing?
Just FYI, a pom-pom beanie up here in Canada is still just a toque. They're all toques. All of those woolen head covers are just toques. You know, none of this. None of this.
But in the U.S.,
skull cap
what a
nonsense.
toque is.
No,
They're beanies.
they're beanies.
So-
And we had actually at Shango, if you guys were in chat, he mentioned something about somebody calling them what, toboggans or something like that.
That's hilarious.
That's
a toboggan.
That's what I use.
It's a sled.
Yes,
Toboggan
that's
is
what I
a
use when
right?
I go to the water
Toboggan is a
park.
big sled, multi-person sled.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Oh man,
Anyway,
let
kind
me
of
know that it's a
diverse
sled.
from,
It is not a wearable headpiece. I mean, you could wear it to some degree around your waist, but not on your head.
So, Mike, we still haven't heard your weapon. That you.
That is true. I am probably the least gun porny guy here. You guys love your guns in the States, and that's fine. I can respect that. I really enjoyed the bolt-action carbine. It's very, very good sniper rifle overall. It is better in PvE than PvP in this particular case because of the bolt action itself. But I'm a medic, I'm a healer, so I'm trying to stay a little bit further back and still do a lot of damage. And just generally, I pulse every, I think I calculated it every 33 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Over-
Like
You
1700.
didn't realize you went
So
from Julio's favorite weapon to my favorite weapon.
What's that?
The M44 that I'm talking about
Yeah.
is the only bolt action.
Go find another favorite weapon.
Oh, well, okay. Anyway, I like you guys so much that I'm copying you.
Get your own.
It is
Get your
a
own.
really, really, really good weapon. I love it. It just delivers so much damage. I did an 8,000 headshot yesterday, and that was just with very my attack power isn't maxed out or anything like that. I've got lower attack numbers from perks, and I am very, very glassy. I feel like a priest from WoW when I'm playing this game. But ultimately, I'm there to heal you and there to prevent people in the Dark Zone from being able to pulse you, but also increasing your damage in PvE content via that pulse. That's my role. Okay, moving on from here. Let's see here. What's our next topic? We have favorite thing about the Dark Zone. Sean, take it away.
My favorite is hitting the landmarks, like that sports store in the library, which is close by. But just hitting the NPCs, and especially because the sports store, you go inside, and then all of a sudden another group comes in from the other side, and you're both attacking the NPCs, but you're not really sure what's going to happen after, right?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they'll start going after you. Kind of depends on the group sizes you're in, I suppose. But I just love that feeling of never knowing when another group's right there fighting NPCs with you. You know, what's going to happen when the NPCs are down.
Yeah.
And everybody picks up their loot.
Mm-hmm. All right, Julio?
Same deal. I like the way they did the NPCs now. I guess we'll cover that in a bit, but definitely going in there, especially with a group. It's a hell of fun, go out there, just run. I just run a circuit, start from the bottom, working our way around, hitting the landmarks, taking the NPCs out on the way. You do find, the stronger NPCs. The one in the south, where is it? I think it's, I'm not even going to say since I don't know the street, but it's on the lower checkpoint in the entrance. You can actually go right down the street, you run into them halfway. There's a group there, which is really nice. What else? I mean, wow,
like
just the
the parking
extraction.
garage,
What
right?
isn't? Huh?
You like that parking garage?
Oh, the parking. Yeah, I love the parking garage. That's great. I mean, for the extraction points, yeah, I love the extraction points. Again, for people that haven't played the game, and if you have played the game, when you do go to the extraction point, you don't have to go right over the H for the helicopter and throw your throw your flare out there. That actually the boundaries extend past that H, so you can actually get a nice spot, throw your flare out, and take cover. Because
anything that is, if you're looking at your minimap, anything that's inside the orange on your minimap, all of that is technically the pickup zone. So you can run to the very edge of that and shoot up a flare. You don't have to be in the dead center of that helipad like Julio was saying, and all of a sudden you're open and anybody can shoot at you. Yeah, you have no cover, nothing.
Mm.
Not only that, but I went in solo yesterday, and you can shoot your flare up, and then I got quite far away from it, right? And then see if people are coming. And
Definitely.
one of them, by the gas station, I had another guy there. I shot the flare up, just one guy. So I booked it off down the street around the corner to wait and use my cover pulse. And then all of a sudden I see, I hear some gunfire, and then 4 rogue agents show up because they killed that other guy. So then I booked it off to another one, even though I had shot that flare and shot my flare off at the other one. Well, those guys were busy there. So use some distraction techniques,
Yeah.
whether you're by yourself in a smaller group or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, there's different points. I mean, as you play, you'll learn, what points you like, different situations where you can hide, where you can take cover. So,
Mm.
but I mean, I don't know. That's just not one point that I can tell you that's the fun part. It's just the Dark Zone experience overall.
It is really cool.
It's just.
Now, Brad, what are your thoughts on this?
So as far as the Dark Zone, my favorite thing is actually a change they made. And it didn't seem like a lot at first, but the change is so significant that I love it more than anything. So all the Dark Zone chests took a long time to refresh in closed beta. Now they're a much shorter timer, but in case you guys didn't know, there are more of them too. There are actually, I think,
everything.
there's just more chests, there's more enemies, there's more everything.
Mm.
But the chest timer is fantastic because there's a long, narrow, I guess, point of interest in the middle of the Dark Zone in the open beta. And right in that area, there's just a ton of enemies behind barricades and everything else. There was nothing there in the closed beta. It was just enemies, and they would either kill you, you kill them. Now, there are actually 2 chests in there. One's like just a standard chest you can open. The other one isn't Dark Zone chest. Those are brand new things that they just put in there. They'll also help with people getting Dark Zone credits, but if you're not there to shoot everybody else, you can be there for the NPCs, which I think they're doing a great job at balancing that within the Dark Zone.
Great. Awesome. In my humble opinion, my favorite thing that I did in the Dark Zone was with Darth Shango. I think it was with Darth Shango. It might not have been. It might have been with AJ Bow. But we basically crept up on to someone using an extraction point, and we murdered him when the line came down to take away his gear.
That's the time
We
to do it.
as he's unloading, he just crumpled on the floor, and then I took his gear and I uploaded it on his line. That's the equivalent of a teabag in the Dark Zone. Just
Rude.
just so you know.
Rude
Oh
ass.
my God.
That was amazing. And then we ran around and
Oh man, that's
we
the
died
ginger who came out.
because, there's a lot more
Came out.
people. Yeah. That's it. That was my favorite part of it. I love I love the more. There's just more of everything, which is awesome.
See, to touch on something about since Brad brought up the changes, the changes that they made compared from the closed beta to now, they, like Brad was mentioning, they increased the amount of NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we did notice as well was the toughness of the NPCs, which they are
Much
not.
higher.
Yes, they are harder, which is
I
great.
love it.
I guess the discussion of whether or not, they're bullet sponges here or not, guys, it is an RPG. It is meant to work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Not one headshot and you're done. I mean, once you get a strong enough weapon, then yeah, you can probably do, enough damage. But the way the game is structured, you can't go in as a level 8. You're not going to go into a level 1 Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is going to scale to your level, which means the enemies are going to scale to your level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of the mechanics of the game. That's one thing. The other thing is the Dark Zone chests, which I found. One of my concerns was since they're in static locations, that people would actually go about. And I know we all like farming and I just want to go farm Dark Zone credits. But I like the fact that they reduced the amount of credits that the chest gives out from 1,000 down to 300, which makes the Dark Zone a more viable area where you just can't go in there and grind in an hour and come out with 10,000 Dark Zone credits just from killing all the NPCs and looting the chests.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the credits, but the XP takes a lot longer. You get a lot less XP and a lot less credits from killing the stuff and from doing everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which I
great.
like. It's slow it down. And the new high-end weapons are way more expensive. They're like
7.
3 times as expensive.
7,000 now.
Yeah.
I think they were 3 in the closed beta. They're
They were,
7
yeah,
now.
3,000.
Great.
We'll
Oh, this
cover that
this
in
is
a little
actually touching on our next topic anyway. This is a favorite overall thing about the beta.
Yeah.
So, thanks for that, Julio. I appreciate it.
Well, I got more.
You have more? Go.
Yes, I have more.
Tell us, please. What else do you have?
Damn the man, trying to keep
I'm
me
gonna
down.
have a nap. Hold on. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
But no, listen. One of my points of concern from the beta again was that people will be able to farm around. Because I don't know. As much as we all love farming, I just don't want loot to be extremely easy to get because it definitely cheapens the experience of the game. And that's just of any game in general. I mean, we've all come across it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people that like to get easy gear, all right, get to the top, and then, oh my god, the content sucks, there's nothing else to do. Well, that's why, because they dumb down the game to appease people like you, so you can't have it both ways. They do definitely need some type of difficulty in the game. There definitely needs to be some time, all the games are meant to be time sinks to some degree, so there's that. What else? One of my things, and I know you guys will agree, is the fact that the Dark Zone vendors, which I haven't verified yet, I'm pretty sure they're still the same, that they will rotate between different instances. I think that is something they should change for the simple fact of making the entire Dark Zone uniform. So if you go in one instance and you have somebody else go in another instance, both of you see the same gear on that one vendor.
That's what I was going to bring up as one of my concerns.
Go ahead.
Too,
I'll let you bring that up, so I'll be quiet now.
Yeah. But I really want to find that once my rank and I have enough money, I want to find that M44 purple in there. And I don't want to have to hop around. I would rather wait and know that nobody can get it right now than I need to hop server to server to server checking these vendors to find this one weapon that I want. That's silly.
Yeah.
That's a time suck. Right, I mean, it's really just I don't know, it's a way that people will sort of try and technically exploit that kind of aspect so that they can actually get a hold of those weapons because they know they're somewhere else, and that's just kind of I guess it, in my opinion, would I guess take you out of the overall immersion of the game experience. So yeah, I agree. I think that should go.
But I mean, that was something that you didn't really like, John. But what's been your favorite thing then?
What was my favorite thing? What do you mean?
About the beta right now?
Oh, probably the new mission. The new mission's a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
I like the cleaners. It's a little bit more variety. People complain about it only being humans, but to me, I mean, you have the guys with shields and those fire axes. Those shields are hard to take down if you don't get a flank on them or something. Going in there but solo would be kind of rough. Different cleaners. And I can't wait to see the Rikers are going to be a lot harder because now you're talking hardened criminals, not like guys from the city that just decided they need to burn everything. And then last man battalion, like full-on military tactics from a group that has better equipment than
we're gonna get our butts handed to us.
Yeah.
But you're kind of touching on my favorite thing as well.
Sorry.
Which is not at all. Which is the cleaners and their tanks. I love puncturing cleaner tanks.
Yeah.
And watching them explode, I cackle every time.
Have you seen the bodies fly? Have you seen the bodies fly? We popped them yesterday when we were doing it. One of them was dead. Sean popped the tank. The guy was right on top of him. When he exploded, that other body just went flying across the room, dude.
What was it? There was a group of them coming out of a door in that last little area in that mission, and someone threw an incendiary grenade, and they're all just sitting there writhing in the incendiary grenade, and then two of their tanks got popped. So it's just like boom, boom, and they're just done. It was amazing.
Mike's like a salsa dancer. Do that move again, Mike. Do it again. Let's get the salsa dancer.
There you go. It's the hips, man. They don't lie.
Hips don't lie.
So touching on that mission, something that was really fun, and with one of the PSN guys, Willis, it was me, Will, and Mike that went and did the mission, the new mission together. And it was just the three of us, and we had a general understanding about where the doors were going to come out as soon as we knew the next door. Because if you're in that final room, there's actually a red light that goes off above the door before they come out that door. We figured it out. So I took the tear gas mod on the sticky grenade. I stuck that to them, tear gassed them. I turned around and threw a grenade on them, which popped their tanks. And then Will turned around and did another sticky grenade. We literally did 3 things and killed an entire door that just walked out. And I was like,
Yeah,
well,
that
that
was
was
amazing.
effective. Great.
That was
But as
great.
far as variety of enemies, if you take just a look at standard cleaner versus like the named ones,
Oh
the
my god.
flame jet goes twice as far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on top of some boxes in that final room for the new mission. That flame jet not only was hitting me up there, but like I had to move. I had to full out get out of that position. He basically destroyed my cover, and I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's a great boss. He's tough, and that's on normal.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's
You know? I can't wait
well,
to go
you
do
guys-
that thing on hard.
What,
Yeah,
what was
you
the
guys
hard
were
one?
talking
I think
about the,
you guys hit 9?
I think it's at 9, something like that.
Yeah,
Or
we
it
should
could be
definitely
something
go
like
in
that.
there and try that at level 9. See how hard.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
the recommended level is going to be even higher. I think you have to be 9.
Yeah, I think it
Can you go in though during the beta though? I don't think you can do those level
Have you
9.
tried?
No, you can't. That's what I'm saying. I think
okay.
it's like a minimum of 9. It's probably recommended like 10, 11,
Yeah,
or
it's
12.
like
Right. Rage Fire
Uh,
Chasm, here we come.
So you guys were reaching back to the variety though. Take a look at the cleaners in the top left of the map. So right
Yeah.
now you guys were talking about we have the guys with the riot shields and the axes, and then just like the regular guys with the tanks for cleaners.
Yep.
There are cleaner quote engineers
Yeah.
up there in the top left of the dark zone. They have turrets.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you're already looking at a minimum of I would say 4 different types of enemies in cleaners, and we're level 8.
Yeah,
That's-
no, it's pretty incredible. I mean, yeah, if anybody's going to complain about variety, they should just really realize, or I guess they've just never played a beta before, because you know it's
Well, I
just
think the variety issue is too. Some people just like sci-fi better. I love
Yes.
the realism. I like that this could happen. You know, in there's something else. If you haven't seen, there's a series that they did with Vice that is interviews with real virologists and everything, and about how this really could happen and how they really expect a big pandemic in the next 50 years. And this is not, society really could break down. We're much better off now than we were before the whole SARS incident, but like if that had been worse, it could have gotten really ugly really fast.
well, there's that whole Tiki thing
That's where this is
happening
a
right now.
Tom Clancy game. This is based on things that could happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the
Oh,
Tika virus right now, right?
Yeah, the Tika virus,
Yeah.
it's sad, but you get kids being born with small heads. But, I mean, we're talking about something killing you. It just depends, flu-type symptom. Why are you smiling over there, Brad? Mike, I'm sorry.
Nothing.
I said,
I'm not sharing that online. I'll type it to you later.
I see this smirk in your face. But anyway,
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, I'm an evil man.
oh my God, that ginger! Look at that beard. Is it getting red?
This is the
Okay.
Barbaroja.
Ah.
Barbaroja.
But look,
This is what Megan likes. She loves her lumbersexuals. So there's the beard with the trendy hairdo.
wow,
Oh,
man.
man.
Here. Let me complete this transformation.
Dude, that is so. Let me tell you, man.
Yeah, you need to get the red flannel. Like,
Yeah, you got to get the
lumberjack
red.
Red flannel to really
Because-
be genuine.
Listen,
Yeah.
because when I go to Epcot, all right, when I go to Canada, I see the lumberjacks out there with the red flannel shirts. They look just like you.
Dude, that's exactly
Yes.
how our culture
Just
is.
build-
It's entirely
build totem poles.
lumberjacks.
That's all you do. Just build
And
totem
we all live in igloos.
Yes. Thank you.
You Americans.
Wow,
Come on.
man.
Oh,
man.
Come to Toronto. There are lots of people here. 6 million during the day. Yay, we are a huge city. 4th largest in North America. And plug. Oh, and the Sixth God is from here. So if you like Drake, this is where
and
he
do
lives.
crack without
He
mayor.
lives down the street from me. No, I have no idea. I'm just messing around.
You're all about Drake, man.
Oh, yeah,
You're all about
absolutely.
Drake.
I do like that hotline bling. I was walking up Young
Stop
Street, which
it.
is one of our major streets here, and I know we're totally digressing from the point here, but I was walking up Young Street, and there was a steel drummer, like little busker, just playing this song, and I was like, that's familiar. Oh my God, it's Hotline Bling. So I threw him $3, which are
Oh
coins
my
here
God.
called loonies.
The loonies. Oh my God.
Anyway,
No. You cannot have a currency called loonies and
dude,
make fun
listen.
of us.
what is
You
the
cannot have
tower coin
loonies and
called?
make fun of the people
It's a
calling the
toonie.
loonies toboggans. Okay.
It's a toonie. And so, and we're getting a $5 coin with a wolf on it, and it's got a blue center, and we're going to call it the Howley, because he's howling at the moon. Or a Mooney. Depending.
I hope you're kidding.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
All right.
Moving along.
Anyway, this is Canadian culture education segment in our program here. Okay, so just to kind of recap, did we have any like major kind of glaring concerns with what we've seen in the beta so far? I'm actually going to start with this one here, Sean. You can be number 2. I think that Brad kind of hit one of them earlier, which is where you cannot actually recognize whether someone has gone rogue immediately. That's a real programming error. Plus the turret interaction, where turrets, because they randomly spraying bullets at enemies, if in the Dark Zone, if somebody comes close to them, then they walk through the spray, then you are rogue. That's it. It's silly. It needs to be a little bit, I guess, tweaked or made finer, or maybe make one of the mods have better tracking or some. I don't know. Anyway, something that will improve that in some way, shape, or form. Plus, I don't like the fact that you can't fast travel to your buddies in the Dark Zone, or just to a gate. I would like to be able to fast travel to a gate that I've been to at the edge of the Dark Zone. I have to physically run from headquarters to the Dark Zone, and that's just a time suck. It's not. Well, it doesn't add anything.
But on that, we're also limited in where we have in the PvE area, and I think on one of the maps I've seen, there's a safe house, a PvE safe house that is a lot closer to the Dark Zone than the base of operations. I don't think that's going to be too bad, although I wouldn't mind seeing a fast travel to a checkpoint.
Just even if it's not one of the peripheral checkpoints, if it's just one of the ones that's on your side of the Dark Zone, that's fine. Because once you're in, you can run through.
If you join a group that's in the Dark Zone, it usually ports you to a checkpoint.
It does port you to it. That is the one way through. Absolutely.
I definitely do not want to see fast travel into the Dark Zone somewhere, though.
No, because then you get reinforcements immediately.
Yeah, that's not...
Yeah.
So maybe remove that last one that you mentioned, because people could leave a group and then join the group again and fast travel as an exploit.
Yeah.
No, but that moves you to a checkpoint, and I'm fine with that. You don't fast travel to them in the Dark Zone. You just go to a checkpoint.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, Sean?
So my main concerns are, number 1, is this going to be long-lasting? Are we going to get a raid? What are we doing at endgame?
Yeah.
You know, the challenge modes that they've talked about sound like a lot of fun, and still worth the money I'm putting into it, especially because I love this stuff, and I can't wait to get into crafting and all that. But I want to be playing this in 2 or 3 months, not just for 3 or 4 weeks. So that would be the big thing. The other thing I want to bring up is for our PC friends, the bugs, which they have said, or the hacking, which they have said they are going to fix by release, but they didn't for open beta, which is a little bit concerning, although with all the stuff they did change in just 3 weeks, I'm not too concerned. But if they don't get a hold of that, this game's going to fall flat on its face as far as PC goes. It's going to be like a console-only game, even though it looks beautiful on PC. So those are my 2 big ones.
Okay, great. Brad?
So I think 2 concerns. One is definitely right now for console. I had a guy that attacked me, and I think you just talked about it, Mike, that you can't even see when he went rogue. He was completely white barred the entire time he was attacking me, and the whole time I was attacking him. Like, I couldn't tell if one of us was rogue. I had no idea.
Hey, you should just be happy he wasn't invisible.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true. There have been some invisible guys.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is that as far as character creation, it doesn't really affect gameplay. You don't really see your face that much. I wish we had seen more of it, to be honest, before the game launched.
Yeah.
Because
that's kind of a weird thing to hide, right?
Because what happens, I know this is a very strange idea, but what happens if there's a tattoo that you can put on the character, and for some reason it glitches out whenever you move through, like, Dark Zone, and all of a sudden, instead of that tattoo being here, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just looks stupid. Yeah, so it's like,
well,
just little things like that they could have tested. So,
to me, but they're testing all that stuff in-house, right? The beta test is not fully a demo, like some people say, but it's more of a server test in seeing what people do on, like, hacking and exploits, I think. And, like, that kind of thing they should be testing in-house. But why not show us what the full character creator is? You know, I understand hiding most of the stuff and even the crafting, as much as I would have liked to play around with some of that, especially when they're like giving us recipes for doing some of the side missions that I can't do anything with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but why can't we see more of the options there? That's a little strange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, Ulu?
Well, just to continue that point, I'm not too concerned about the as far as the character creation goes, because they did show some of the character creation in the alpha, I guess. That's from some of the videos that I've seen, and the different different options you had.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as limiting it now, I'm not too concerned because at least we know that will be open later on. As far as graphical issues, that's not game breaking. Yeah, it's probably aesthetically unpleasing when you see a tattoo over your head, but and not on your face. But that's something that can be tweaked, later. Whereas definitely they need to take care of they took care of the invisibility bug. Okay, they were supposed to address, or according to the patch notes, they addressed the situation where the rogue colors, somebody showing up red just because they tapped you once.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not happening now to some degree. But like you guys, I haven't ran into the rogue situation yet since I started playing late yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess as the day progresses today and tomorrow, we will see, all those little, quirks that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, it's. I think they're doing a great job with it, but those are points of concerns. Just kind of work that out. Which I'm not gonna. You know what? I guess my concerns are not too much of an issue because they are working on them. So they said they were gonna fix something. A few things broke here and there, and they'll get to it. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, they're doing a great job. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Let them do their job. The beta is what it is. Yeah, it's for fun.
Yep.
Enjoy it. Find anything that bugs out,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. The game comes out on the 8th. We'll see. What happens then. As long as they take care of the game breaking, bugs.
Yeah.
Or anything else they can squash. That's all I'm concerned about. Aesthetic things that can wait.
I did have one question though for all of you, and Julio, you can start us off with this, and that is, what about the game chat? What did you think of the actual game chat itself?
You know what? The proximity chat.
Mm-hmm.
The proximity chat during the closed beta, I was running around the dark zone by myself, and I would just stand next to somebody and just test it out. I was like, hey, I'm just testing out the proximity chat. Do some jumping jacks if you hear me. And they would just do jumping jacks, right? Nobody would talk back. I don't know. They're antisocial.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But speaking on proximity chat, though, did you get Thalion yesterday? I think it was Brad. You were telling me about this.
Yes.
But he went in with his robot voice. Was talking to people with his robot voice.
That'd be great, man. Somebody walks up to you. Hello. What the hell was that?
And I also saw Professor Broman did a great one where he did his voice of God kind of voice.
Yeah.
He was talking to everybody like he was God. It was pretty hilarious.
With the Gothalion, what he did, and it was the funniest damn thing I think I've seen in a while. He was doing the robot voice, but he asked his chat to give him diarrhea jokes that he could say to people when he walked up to them in the robot voice.
No, it's so good.
Hilarious,
And,
oh my god.
And one guy just started following him around. He was like, "Oh my," because he didn't have his actual name on there. He was like some other gamer tag, and the guy was just following him around. Was like, "Oh my god, you're the funniest person I've ever met here," and just started following him around in the dark. So.
Just for the diarrhea jokes. I wish diarrhea upon you.
Hey Brad, say my name.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. I think we had a fan question actually already.
What? We have fan questions
We
already?
have a fan question.
So-
we have a fan.
One of our buddies from the PSN, Solid Snake, wanted us to know what our thoughts are on what's been said and what we want as far as the raid. So as far as the rumors, what do we think? What's our perception on it, and what do we want as far as a raid and how it would fill out, basically.
This many people.
Yeah.
This many. 8 people in a raid would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't mind more, but I'd be really happy with 8.
I think 8 is
all
fine.
of us together would be
manageable.
a pain.
What'd you
But
say?
if we need to do it, it could be fun. getting 12 people together would be a little more difficult and bring me back to my WoW days when I tried to get 25 people together.
Well, 10 was hard at times, remember?
Right.
Yeah.
I would really like to see the Riker rumor, and it is just a rumor, who knows, but it makes sense. But somebody could have crafted that pretty easily. I mean, but if that is true, that'll be incredible. Doing a 8-man raid on Riker's Island to, take out the heart of the Rikers or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
So, Julio, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say that, just what Sean said. You know what? To a point, the game has been in development for such a long time already. I mean, it's there. I mean, it's something I still can't wrap my head around that as to why they would not add some type of end game content. Again, that's another reason why I'm not too concerned about the end game content, because even though they haven't said anything, it is there. Because let me tell you something: if this game only has what it has now, which is personally, I think it's highly unlikely. But let's entertain the thought that this game is what it is, and it's just missions and Dark Zone. The game's gonna fall flat on its ass because it's just you cannot sustain a game like that.
No.
Not long term. You can't. You need end game content. End of story. Right? And the way this game is set up to be as an RPG, there is going to be end game content. All right. So definitely the raid is something that I'm looking forward to. And if they don't want to call it a raid, they want to call it an assault, whatever the hell they want to call it. But there's got to be something, that engages two groups to go up, achieve an objective.
Super Squadron Assault, bro.
I do hope they release some information on that stuff soon. I don't expect it at release, but 2-3 weeks later would be perfect.
Yeah.
I would like it at release.
Even at release would be actually a perfect time, because at release, let's say, probably not a lot of details, but at least say something to the effect of, well, all right, this is some of the end game content we have, for you guys. We'll give out more details.
To announce. I meant for it to actually come out.
An announcement.
They should announce it before release.
I hope it comes out at release, personally.
So
That's my high hope, but I can understand why they would delay it from a marketing perspective.
Oh my god, if you think the hype train is real right now, imagine if they say something about a raid, dude. The hype train is gonna get full. Woof.
So Mike, did you have anything else to add to that topic?
No, I think you guys pretty much covered it. I mean, I did say 8 people at the beginning. I mean, that's my big hope because, 6 is a little bit short, in my opinion, which is what we were dealing with in Destiny. Although it was pretty easy to get people together relatively on time. Julio! Oh my god! All right.
Oh, man.
Overall, I think you guys pretty much covered it. And on that note, I think we're gonna shut her down. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who is actually watching right now, and stay tuned for the podcast version because Julio is going to be simming this up nicely for us with some cool intro music and sound effects and stuff like that. Right after this, so it should be posted later today. If you just want to
Mike
listen to us,
sounds less like Mike.
So I sound a little bit less like Mike. Okay, so make sure to follow us on Twitter and Twitch, like us on Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube, of course, and of course check out our website, intothedarkzone.com. You can also send us feedback via any of these sources. Also, tune in next week on Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Adios.